G'day guys and welcome to Heavy Magazine. My name is CJ and today I am joined by the lovely, the one, the only, Mish from Torizon. How are you today?
I am really good. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, my pleasure, my absolute pleasure. The last time we spoke was on a local band Smoke Out stream. And I think that was sometime around this time last year, actually. So it's been a bit of a minute since we've actually had a chat and a bit of an interview and all of that. So how is everything going on in your world? What's going on? What's new?
What's happening? It's funny because when we did the local band smoke out thing, I think everybody saw me gradually get drunk because I just finished like a huge week, and I think everybody just saw my partner bring me like gin and dinner. And I was talking to you, and I just gradually kept getting refills brought to me, and I gradually kept ooh-wooing too much.
Hey,
It was
it's what happens in those streams. It does make people want to have a few drinks when we do them, and hopefully they're going to be coming back really soon. Actually, we're working on that at the
yeah.
moment.
It was so fun. That was like definitely one of my favorite interviews.
Oh,
Cool. So what's been going on? Okay, lots going on. I am currently in the studio right now, actually tracking some vocals for some upcoming new music. Um, I mean, a whole lot of music. So there's like some standalone singles. There'll be a new EP coming out.
wow.
So yeah, so lots to drop over the next sort of 24 months. So we're just kind of hustling and getting all those songs down and tracking them, like getting like a couple songs down at a time. Yeah, but like pretty much rewritten a whole new set, performed it for the first time recently on September 1st after like a big break from live music, and kind of realized that I need to like do more cardio.
Oh, the
I was like,
joys of being a
what?
front woman, and you need your lungs.
Oh, dude, the like singing capacity is not a problem. It's just the moving around. I forgot. I was like, oh no, one must do some cardio.
Oh, it's
Um,
amazing. Even when you take even a couple of breaks off of playing shows, like the stamina element, it's like you can practice at home, which is fine. But then as soon as you actually get on that stage and you're moving around and the adrenaline's going, you're like, oh crap, I need to get in shape.
yeah, crazy. I'm like, these weights aren't doing me any good right now. Do I need to do cardio? Like, I need to be. Maybe I should like do what Ariana Grande does, like just run on a treadmill at an incline and sing.
I think acrobatics might be a good one.
Oh yes, or
Yeah,
none of it.
yeah, or none of it. Fuck
Or
that.
I could just keep doing deadlifts. It's my favorite. So that's what's been happening. Been like just a ton of writing, a ton of writing. I kind of had a bit of a couple of like rough years. When I say a couple, like a few rough years
Yeah.
over the last 3 or 4 years. So it's kind of, the new music is very, very personal. I mean, like the rest of my music isn't. It's all very personal, but this is like a whole new level of exploring my own sort of emotions in a way and putting them out there for everybody to just interpret them however they want.
Interpret, relate, and get angry. Because I got to admit, the last couple of singles you've dropped, there's definitely been a bit more of that element of aggression, I think, with Torizon. And I know every time I did get the chance to see you guys, you just got better and better. And I think your performances even started to harness a lot more physical aggression too in your shows, and it just got tighter and tighter. So I'm super excited to see you guys at Kaiju Fest. That's the big thing. I'm really looking forward to, because it has been a hot minute since I've actually seen you guys play live.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That's so sweet of you.
Hey,
But the whole like plan to redo the set and come back with a bang was really Kaiju Fest. So thank you for having us.
oh, my
Um,
pleasure.
yeah, we're so looking forward to it. We're actually getting the whole thing filmed professionally and whatnot.
Ooh,
Because I mean, every time I played at Mansfield, those lights are just amazing. That stage is so fun. So we're like, why not? So we've been testing. We actually have a whole new element of live performance that people will get to see at
yeah.
Kaiju Fest. We've incorporated keys and synths and like a whole bunch, like a second guitar. Like it's gonna be fat.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
well, that was what my first question was going to be, and we'll backtrack a little bit. But you did mention that there was some new material in the works. So you've talked a
Mhm.
little bit about what kind of a direction you're going in, but musically, where is it at to where you guys have been in the past?
Well, people can come to Kaiju Fest and see it. No, I'm kidding. You can do that too. But yeah, okay.
Yes.
So it is like it's definitely angrier than ever. Trust me, I
Following
go
the
to
train.
therapy. I actually go to therapy, but sometimes you gotta get the feelings out a different way. In
100%.
musically, it's more I would say cohesive than it's ever been in a way where it's like it's the closest to my personal influences where it's ever been. So it's
Right.
very in line with like Killswitch Engage, Evanescence, Tonight Alive, Flyleaf. They're the big four that you will hear.
Nice. There's some very
Yeah.
good info. I'm excited to hear it. And yeah, obviously we have Kaiju Fest coming up on November 12th at the Mansfield Tavern. Torizon will 100% be there, and I highly recommend get your tickets to check it out because it's going to be a. I know you guys said you had your show on September 1st, which was kind of like a nice little warm up, and I know this one you guys are just going to come out guns blazing. So please, if you're interested in getting tickets, hit up any of the bands, hit up Mish, hit up the guys from Torizon. Yeah, it's going to be a freaking cracker of a day. So I do have the question for you with Kaiju Fest as well. What bands are you excited to see on the bill for that one?
Oh, you know what? There's a bunch of my favorite bands that like I always go out to see playing. So,
Ooh.
I mean, Keresis, of course. Hello.
Stop it.
Stop it. Hang 'Em High is a new band that I recently saw playing with Patient 67.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just blown away. I want to see them. Adriatic, of course. Yeah. I would say they're probably my top three.
Ooh.
I mean,
Well,
there's a whole bunch of like epic bands. Like, let's be honest.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna run from one stage to the next until I have to perform.
It's gonna be even a crazy one for me running around because that's why half of the bands I booked that I'm fans of, and the other half of the bands I booked because I know they are just some of the best people in the scene. So it's trying to get all of these people under the one roof. So I'm super excited to see it turn out. We're getting a good response already, and it's like there are so many bands, including yourselves, that are treating it as a way of like being able to play a whole new set with whole new music. Some bands are having it as like comebacks. Some are using it as single releases, and I can't really mention who at the moment, but it's freaking intense. I'm
Do
absolutely
it.
in awe
Do
of
it.
it. Yeah. Oh no, I will
No,
get
don't
in
do it. I'm kidding.
so much
I'm
trouble
kidding.
if I do that. So let's
Please don't
not.
do that. As
No.
a music publicist, I ask you not to do that.
Well, speaking of publicists, there is some big news I know that's also happened in your world. Is you've gone full time with Overdrive PR.
Yes, dude. I
Do
never.
tell, what's been going on?
Okay, so it was a bit more of an emotional shift than anything. It's me, a lead singer, emotions. Hello.
Hey, it's a
Um,
healthy way to deal with them, man.
yes, I promise I go to therapy. Um, so yeah, like I never thought in my life that I would not work a 9 to 5 job. And like as long as I've been an adult, like I have worked more than one full-time job and something else side hustle just to like pay my hex off and then pay something else off. And of course I'm a musician, so I'm always paying things off. So that's like a given.
Yeah.
And I started working at Overdrive 3 years ago almost. Started off as just something because I was kind of doing like helping bands out free that, like just freelancing and literally for free. Because I really enjoyed it. And then I got the opportunity to join Overdrive 3 years ago, and it just the joy it brought to me kind of magnified how unhappy I was in my full-time gig. Like I just got to the point where I just didn't want to do 9 to 5 and spend my entire week doing something that's really depressing me and I'm not appreciated and all that kind of stuff. And it was kind of the worse that felt, the more amazing like Overdrive felt. And I've got such a good team, I've got such great artists that it was kind of a no-brainer. As soon as I could like financially make the jump, I just did, and it's been the best decision ever. Like I have like my entire life is music. I write music, I play it, I record it, I work with bands, and it's just the most fulfilling thing ever.
Nice. And that's what I was going to ask. For people that don't know, what is Overdrive PR?
Sure. We actually just rebranded to Overdrive Artist Services because we were Overdrive PR because we primarily did publicity and marketing. But now we actually have like a whole bunch of services that we were kind of doing, but, wanted to formalize it with a new name and be like, hey, here's everything. So Overdrive Artist Services looks after all artists for, doesn't matter the genre. Like we've got a plethora of artists. But definitely a bread and butter being heavy music, which is amazing.
Yeah.
We work on releases and tours, so promoting singles, promoting tours, using publicity, airplay, interviews like this, reaction channels and whatnot. But also we are kind of one of the only agencies who combine publicity with digital marketing, which I think I work with Monique from Relica, so there you go, name drop.
Yeah.
And Monique and I both kind of use strategies that we would like to hear ourselves as bands. So, and we know like publicity alone doesn't quite cut it in this market anymore. So you have to incorporate it with digital marketing. So basically that's what we do. And then there's additional like add-on services where people can get their bios rewritten. If they want just digital marketing, we can help them with that. So you can
It's very
all
customizable to what the band wants to achieve and get out of whatever they're trying to do.
Exactly. I don't want to charge somebody like a flat rate and then just give them a stock standard service, because it's like we all know it's not one size fits all.
No,
every artist has a different requirement, and we kind of like to tailor that. So if anybody's interested, go to overdriveartistservices.com.
There you go. I was going to ask, where can they find you?
yeah, that's where that you can find us. Just wrapped up Bellacore's Coherence 2022 tour. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, I'm so happy you made the jump, man, because I know how happy that makes you. And yeah, it's awesome to see you doing something that you love. And on top of that, you're contributing back to the scene as well, which is always brownie points in my books. And I know a lot of other people will. And I do recommend to anybody that is listening to this, please go and check out Mish and go and get her help in whatever way you can. I've seen how hard she works and what she does behind the scenes, and it's magical. It is very rare in this day and age, especially in this industry. So go have a chat to her. If you've got a single coming up or a tour coming up, go have a chat with her. You know, she'll come and help you out.
Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Also, like, you were kind of one of my inspirations to make the jump. So.
Oh man, no.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe my dreadlocks, man, but not me, dude.
It was you. Deal with it.
Oh, dude, man, it was my pleasure, dude. I don't know. I just try to be a ray of positivity for a lot of people, dude. And actually, speaking of positivity, I've got one last question for you, Mish, before we wrap up for today, dude. And my last question, and I always ask people this at the end of my interviews, and once I come back, I've got to think of another question like this. But my last question I'd like to end on today is, if you could relive any show that you've played in the past, for whatever reason, what show would it be and why?
Man, I love every show for different reasons. So there's that. And I would say I'm one of those annoying people that would play a show no matter how perfect it seems. I'd come back and I'd be like, that it wasn't quite right. This wasn't working. Blah, blah, blah. But I would go back to saying Medusa Rising at Mansfield Tavern was probably one of my favorites.
Nice. That was a really good show, actually. That was put on by Chelsea.
Yeah, it was so much fun, and everybody that was on there was amazing. We had a blast, but also just having great equipment to work with was amazing.
Yeah.
We got great photography out of it. Everything sounded good. On stage was great. Our monitoring was amazing. That's what you kind of want. But also, like, yeah, I don't know. Something about that show was pretty epic, and it was for a good cause.
Yeah, it was, actually. And if I'm not mistaken, too, that was at the Mansfield Tavern.
It was, yes, where you can also witness all the other bands wreaking havoc at Kaiju Fest.
Abso-freaking-lutely. So, Mish, I've got to say thank you so much. Is there anything else you would like to leave the people with before you go?
Buy your tickets to Kaiju Fest, because you're going to see a whole new era of Torizon with extra layered, more full sound and a whole bunch of new songs. Actually, by the time we perform Kaiju Fest, we have completely eliminated almost every single old song. So it's a whole new set.
Wow. Well,
and you'll also hear a song that is a cover, but I won't tell you what it is. You'll have to wait till the day. But it is literally the song that made me go, okay, maybe I can write music.
Wow. Okay. Big. That's fucking big. All right. You've sold me. Even though I'm already playing and I'm going to be there, I'm sold. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, thank you so much for your time. And please get your tickets to Kaiju Fest. Come see Torizon, and a whole bunch of other bands are going to be there. November 12th. Until then, guys, have fun. Stay safe. Any final words, Mish?
All of the above. Ditto.
Ditto. That's a good final word. All right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. You've been listening to Heavy Magazine. Catch you, cunts.